Hey there, this is going to be a reading for Cancer. It is February of 2026, and I hope that you find something here that's helpful for you. Your spread unfolded really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple clarifiers right now. I don't feel a connection with those. I'm gonna ask for a little bit more. Actually, I think we're meant to get the reading going. Then we'll clarify further if we need. At the heart of your reading for this upcoming month, you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles has been coming out for a lot of signs recently. This is at the heart. This is starting some new endeavor, a new project that is coming from your heart, that's driven by your heart. There's a lot of bright, affirmative, shining energy available to you if that's what you choose for yourself. If you choose to feel the warmth of the world around you, you absolutely can do that. You can get outside and enjoy nature, relieve the mind, and really narrow your focus. There's a lot of abundance and simple abundance available to you. The things that you truly need are available to you and will arrive in their perfect moment. I think on the flip of that is, if you have an image that you need so much more than you actually need, you'll actually cause yourself a lot of suffering. It may be a good time to take a step back and from a more grounded place or a more quiet place, if you can allow yourself a quiet space in which to relax your body, create conditions for your body to relax, whatever those might be for you, like lighting candles or incense, going to a quiet, cozy place, some place where you have a window of time where you won't be interrupted, and maybe even write down the things that come to you, the insights about what it is that you need. That could be very helpful for you in identifying what it is that you need versus what you think you need, or the kind of abundance that you imagine that you would need to live the life that you want. It sort of seems like there's a values alignment. So it's like we have the values that we want to live by, and if we're in alignment, we take action that matches those values. But so often we find ourselves not acting in a way that is aligned with our values. So I think this quiet space may allow you to get in touch with what your values actually are, kind of work to the fundamental level, and then grow from there. And I think a lot of this has to do, a lot of what is on your mind is concerning work and your material resources, your money. I think what seems to be in your conscious realm for this month is the Eight of Pentacles. This is looking at the kind of work that you enjoy doing, the kind of work that you could do for hours on repeat, almost without end. It seems that you are looking for the day-to-day physical experience that allows you to be at peace, allows you to work diligently and effectively, productively, but at peace. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarifying info on the Eight of Pentacles in your conscious realm. Yeah, it seems that in general you want to level up your presence in the world, your presence in the marketplace even. The Eight of Pentacles in your conscious realm is clarified by the Five of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. This seems to me that you're very interested in finding your place among your peers, or even finding your peer group, people who are doing the kind of work that you like to do. And my feeling is that what you desire is not a competitive workplace, but a cooperative sphere, or rather a place where each person has room to shine for themselves without this feeling of taking from other people. This is like everyone doing their right work. And I think I think along with this, you're looking for a transformation of the mind. This is kind of, I think it feels like you're looking for the total package. So the place among your peers, among the communities that you value, the kind of new insights, the new ways that you would like your mind to work to help you function efficiently, effectively, as well as the kind of work that allows you to see yourself in a heroic way, maybe as a result of transforming and moving from maybe a place that was not as desirable for you into one where you can shine, where you can give your gifts proudly, where you can look at yourself with a strong amount of respect. And whereas the Six of Wands in another reading might speak to your desire for public recognition and appreciation, I think a similar valiant energy is here with the Knight of Cups, but this one is more focused, your focus on yourself. So not receiving that validation from other people, but allowing yourself to have it, allowing yourself to look kindly upon who you are and what it is that you value. It seems that you're very concerned with contributing value. But I think what may be causing some friction is maybe a deeper set of fears and a fear of change, particularly what a change to your material resources might mean. So in your subconscious realm for this month, you have the Four of Pentacles. This feels like maybe a reluctance to open up, to maybe go into a period of more financial uncertainty. It seems like in a deep way you want to feel very grounded, very secure, very whole. And these drives in a deep way make a lot of sense. But there's it creates tension for you. You know, there's sort of a preoccupation here with maybe your place in the world around you, and not allowing that environment to feel too overwhelming or too threatening. And in the process, keeping yourself rather small. Whereas this Eight of Pentacles that is characterizing where your mind wants to go, this is a situation in which the world is the same. The demands of the world are relatively the same, but your attitude to what you're doing, there's more focus on your work and not a preoccupation with what you might lose. It's sort of like you remove even the focus on some of the more material elements. I lost the thread of that a little bit towards the end, but I think you can probably catch the drift here. This is the attitude that you're attempting to lean into. But let's see if we can get some clarity as to what you do with that sort of insight. The realization that maybe you've been in a place of wanting to stay small and secure and stick with the known versus the unknown, and how you might move into a place that's more trusting and open to a new kind of work, a new way of being. In your challenge for the month, you have the Devil card. This makes a lot of sense. The Devil is clarified by the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. So this is like the weight of decisions seems to feel very heavy right now from what I see here. You're not feeling peace because it's a moment of needing to create your world anew, even though you have your safer option behind you that you can lean on. There's also a trepidation here. It's like a desire to keep the world out, to keep external influences out, maybe at a time where you feel especially vulnerable. So there's this deep desire to create something new, to feel rejuvenated and fresh, but maybe a real wounded part that is afraid of letting other people in or new experiences in, and that's really causing this anxiety or this tension to be showing up in your life. This Two of Swords seems to want a little bit more attention. Yeah, it's like there's almost the insistence that everything stay placid, that nothing get triggered or upset or disturbed in your world. But I think with that insistence, that kind of fear-based attitude, you're going to continue to cut yourself off from opportunities that will allow you to actually be taking these small steps towards new growth. So it's like you can't get to the place that you want to be if you're cutting off every baby step along the way, is what that feels like. And your advice for the month is the Queen of Pentacles. So it seems to be really leaning into these more simple, singular focuses. The things that you determine are worth your time and your attention, really leaning in and trusting that the resources that you need to build this opportunity or build this new way for yourself are just there. They're available to you. Right now, it's almost like you're conditioning yourself to actually take advantage of those resources that are around you all the time, or that are trying to reach you all the time. So I think the advice here is to proceed with a degree of faithfulness, of trust that the higher power always provides exactly what you need as you need it. That doesn't mean you avoid hardship, but you have exactly what you need in order to move through the hardship and get to a place that is better than where you've been before. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarifying info on the Queen of Pentacles and your advice. Interesting. The high priestess is here, and this is the third two in your reading. So again, like big moments of decision and discernment seem to be here, but with an emphasis on you trusting your deeper intuition rather than the fear-based thoughts that are coming up for you. It's like with so much grounded energy here that's available for you if you would like to take advantage of it, it seems like it's really a matter of deciding for yourself that you can trust the physical world, trust your experience, trust that what is happening in your mind is not leading you to a better place for yourself. So it's like almost like, why not release some of that anxiety or that the old conditioning? The kind of the feeling here is that you have the decision to make for yourself if you want, but you really have nothing to lose. Again, there's a lot here about your physical, material resources. I don't see very much about like love or relationship issues. It sort of feels like a time that's very much about you and the decisions that you want to make to create your physical world. What experience do you want to have with your work and your money? How do you want to experience the richness of life? Can you allow yourself to open to it? Because if you don't have if you have a closed quality rather than an open quality, you just won't feel the depth of life's experience. Interesting. The Nine of Swords here is further clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see if we can get one more little piece here. Okay. I think two. Yeah, we're gonna have to feel our way through this one. It's a rather, for such a simple piece of advice, you know, that trusting, faithful call that is here. Some of the clarification is a little bit more nuanced. So you do have the High Priestess again, as well as the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Moon. So this sort of feels to me, it's like once you allow certain anxieties or preoccupations or things that you've been ruminating on to arise and just allow them to be without taking action on them, without allowing yourself to become so involved with them, it's almost like that will lead to maybe another anxiety that you become aware of, or another sort of like attachment or pitfall that's not helpful to you, and you may begin to sort of realize that like there's a lot of self-deception happening, or maybe a lot of standing in your own way, trying to keep things the same. So there might be an emphasis here to ask yourself, in a world that is so abundant and ready to give you what it is that you want, what experiences might you have had that are preventing you from allowing that in, of feeling that abundance, that availability? And you may find that it comes from a very deep place, some deeper wounds that I get the sense of maybe you've been avoiding just looking at entirely. So it's like, whereas you've built an attitude of like, let me just stay small and grounded and simple to keep myself safe. Maybe you've built that on a pragmatic attitude in the past of like, well, let me just take care of my responsibilities, you know, not overwhelm myself. But what's underneath of that could be something that's much deeper. But again, the emphasis here is like, if you can look at what is arising from you as far as like what might cause you to be defensive and keep life small, keeping the Queen of Pentacles as the place that you're striving to reach. So just remaining aware that this energy is here and that you can embody it, but it's a slow, step-by-step, trusting process. But it's one that's totally worth beginning, because it's like you won't get anywhere unless you start. So I know that you can do it. Let's get a couple of oracle cards for you to kind of just cinch up the reading and give you some messages to carry with you. And I think there's a reminder that it's okay if things start to feel more intense as you kind of allow those deeper emotions to come to the surface. It's like that's a natural progression. So throughout the reading, there was kind of an insinuation that there's maybe a defensiveness or a hesitation to try something new, but you kind of open the door slowly to the deeper emotions that want to be seen. So it's okay for it to like kind of grow in intensity, knowing that that's the kind of work that you're called to do. And it won't last forever. Let's see. Some oracle cards for Cancer. I feel like I got a little repetitious towards the end of your tarot, so I'll try to wrap things up a little more concise for you. That's interesting. I think the oracle might help you in an intuitive way feel into how you start working with these kind of deeper, more challenging energies that have kept you from exploring what it is that you actually want to explore in your physical world. So you have morality, awareness, and completion. And we'll read from the guidebook for these. Morality. Morality has restricted all the juice and energy of life to the narrow confines of her mind. It can't flow there, so she really has become a dried-up old prune. Her whole manner is very proper and stiff and severe, and she's always ready to see every situation as black and white, like the jewel she wears around her neck. The Queen of Clouds lurks in the minds of all of us who have been brought up with the rigid ideas of good and bad, sinful and virtuous, acceptable and unacceptable, moral and immoral. It's important to remember that all these judgments of the mind are just products of our conditioning. And whether our judgments are applied to ourselves or to others, they keep us from experiencing the beauty and godliness that lies within us. Only when we break through the cage of our conditioning and reach the truth of our own hearts can we begin to see life as it really is. Next we have awareness. The veil of illusion, or Maya, that has been keeping you from perceiving reality as it is starting to burn away. The fire is not the heated fire of passion, but the cool flame of awareness. As it burns the veil, the face of a very delicate and childlike Buddha becomes visible. The awareness that is growing in you now is not the result of any conscious doing, nor do you need to struggle to make something happen. Any sense you might have had that you've been groping in the dark is dissolving now, or will be dissolving soon. Let yourself settle, and remember that deep inside you are just a witness, eternally silent, aware, and unchanged. A channel is now opening from the circumference of activity to that center of witnessing. It will help you to become detached, and a new awareness will lift the veil from your eyes. And finally, you have completion. Here, the last piece of a jigsaw puzzle is being put into its place, the position of the third eye, the place of inner perception. Even in the ever-changing flow of life, there are moments in which we come to a point of completion. In these moments, we're able to perceive the whole picture, the composite of all the small pieces that have occupied our attention for so long. In the finishing, we can either be in despair because we don't want the situation to come to an end, or we can be grateful and accepting of the fact that life is full of endings and new beginnings. Whatever's been absorbing your time and energy is now coming to an end. In completing it, you will be clearing the space for something new to begin. Use this interval to celebrate both the end of the old and the coming of the new. So, Cancer, I wish you a lot of luck and power in creating your new life, your new direction, and I will talk to you again. Thank you very much. Take care.